Namaste friends, welcome to day 2 of our 14-day yoga flexibility challenge. Today is all about the psoas muscle and quad stretches. So don't forget you can do your 10-minute sun salutation warm-up before you begin. Otherwise, meet me in downward facing dog. So start off in your tabletop position, hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. Just suck in that lower belly. And today all you're going to need is a yoga strap or something to substitute that, or a couple of yoga blocks and a towel just to protect the hips for one of the poses we'll be doing. So untuck your toes, walk your hands a little forward and send your hips up and back into the sky for a downward facing dog. To start off with, give your dog a little walk, suck in that lower belly. Send the tailbone up to the sky and try to see if you can bring your armpits to look at each other so you're really pushing those shoulder blades apart. Become nice and still in your dog, and remember it doesn't matter if your knees are bent or if your heels don't touch the ground. They'll get there with time and practice. Become still in your dog. Take a couple of deep breaths. On your next inhale, lift the right leg to the sky, only as high as you can lift it. And exhale, roll forward so that you're almost in a plank, bringing that knee towards your chest and step it forward. As far forward as you can bring it so that you're in a bit of a high lunge here, but with your fingertips on the ground. Let's bounce through the hips for a moment here. If this is not accessible, this is where your blocks will come in handy. You can come up onto your blocks and just start to bounce through the hips. Keep both the hips squared with the front of the mat. So both of the hip bones are facing forward. Enjoy your bounces and make sure that the front knee is no further than above, it should be above the ankle really, but don't let it go any further than the toes. Now on an exhale, very slowly, bring that back knee down to the ground for a low lunge. Now you can just stay here, or you can remove your props and set them aside, bringing your hands to frame the front foot. Allow the hips to sink down towards the ground. If this is too intense, even with the blocks, the easiest or the more easy version is to bring the front heel closer towards the back knee so that you're not in such a deep forward fold. The more forward your hips are, the more intense the stretch is going to be. Just enjoy this for a moment. We're going to be here for a while and we're going to play around with different variations. So feel free just to stay up on the blocks. You can just ignore the rest of the instructions if that's where your body is today. Maybe with time you'll be able to come down to the floor. Maybe with time you'll be able to do the different variations that I'm going to show. So from here, when you feel that everything's starting to loosen up, this is where your yoga strap may come in handy. So taking your right hand, if you can, lift up off of that back foot so that it's lifted up towards the sky. You can take the strap and perhaps wrap it around that foot, holding onto the strap and pulling it towards your bum. If this is feeling good and you think I can maybe go a little deeper, you can always remove the strap. And you can actually come down onto the forearm of this left hand. So come down onto the forearm of the left arm. You can hold onto the ankle of the right leg, and maybe you can grab with that hand, the right hand, the left foot and pull it towards the body. So any of these variations, whatever works for your body, choose it, and let's all close our eyes and take 3 deep breaths. If you're holding your foot, very slowly release the foot down. Don't allow it to slap against the ground. Send your hips back for the half Anjaneyasana pose. Send your toes up towards the sky, just stretching out the hamstring, and then bend back through the front leg, back into our high lunge. Take another little bounce. And then become still. Now inhale, using the power of the legs, let's lift up, lifting our hands above the head. Inhale, look up, touch the palms. Exhale, down, plant the palms down onto the ground and step this front leg back to meet the left into a nice strong plank. From our plank, let's exhale all the way down to the belly. Inhale for baby cobra, lift the hands off the ground. Exhale down and meet me in downward facing dog. Take your time getting there. Give the legs a little walk. And you may already be able to feel the difference between the left and the right leg. You may feel how this left leg feels all stretched out. Now become still and let's inhaling, lifting the left leg to the sky. Only as high as you can get it. Roll forward to plank, exhaling that knee to your chest and stepping it forward for a high lunge. Keep the fingertips on the ground or on your blocks, whichever feels best. And let's bounce through the hips once again, keeping those hips squared with the front of the mat. So don't allow it to twist or open, keep them squared. Now become still and very slowly drop the back knee down to the ground. Stay up on your props if this is where your stretch is today. Close your eyes if this is where you are and just enjoy. Or you can take one of the other variations. You can come down onto your palms, leaning forward, allowing gravity to draw those hips closer and closer towards the ground. The next step is you can always use your strap. Take it in your left hand, wrap it around that foot, and perhaps you can lift that foot off the ground, pulling it a little towards you. You can always look a little back towards you and just see how you're getting on. Play around with it. Or you can come into the full expression of that variation, coming down to the right forearm, holding onto the ankle of the left leg. Inhaling, lifting up through the right leg, lifting the right foot off the ground. Perhaps you can hold that foot in your hand. Look down. Everybody close your eyes and take 3 deep breaths. Now, if you're holding your foot very, very slowly, take it down to the ground. Come back up onto your palms. Everybody inhale and lift up off the back knee. If you're up on your props, stay there for a moment. Using the power of the legs, we're going to come up and inhale our hands above our heads. Inhale, hands above the heads. Look up. Exhale, down, plant the palms. Step back into your plank. Take a nice strong plank. Take a deep inhale. Exhale all the way down to the belly. Inhale, baby cobra or full cobra. Exhale, send your hips back towards your heels. We're going to prepare for our last stretch of the day. So let's place, if you have a hard floor like me, place a towel underneath where your hips are going to be. We're going to come on forward. Place your hips onto that prop if you need it. Place your right hand down onto the ground and keep your right foot flat against the ground. We're going to do bow pose. Now, those of you that have the strength, you can always do it with both legs. You can inhale, grabbing the insides of both feet and inhaling, lifting the chest and the thighs off of the ground. If you don't have that flexibility or strength, do one side at a time. So hold the inside of the left foot with the left hand and inhale, lift up through the chest and through that left leg. Close your eyes if this is where you are and take a couple of deep breaths and then swap over to the other side. Just remembering to swap. If you're ready for the full version, then you're grabbing the insides of both feet and you're inhaling, lifting up. Draw the knees together if you're lifting both legs at a time, so that you're not allowing your legs to fall apart, you're really engaging them. Take one more deep inhale. Exhale down. Open your knees as wide as your mat, everybody. Send your tailbone down towards your heels. Extend your arms out long and rest your forehead onto the ground. Close your eyes and you can stay here as long as you like, or you can just click over towards a guided meditation or a guided shavasana. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I look forward to tomorrow. Namaste.